For the longest time, talking to a computer like it was a person, well, that was pure science fiction, right? But here's the thing. It's not fiction anymore. It's called conversational AI, and it's already woven into our daily lives, and man, it is evolving faster than you can possibly imagine. So let's break down how this all works. All right, so to really get this, let's first take a look at just how common this tech has become. I mean, it's everywhere. It's designed to be so smooth, so seamless, that you probably don't even realize when you're actually talking to one. So think about it for a second. How many times did you talk to an AI just today? Seriously, take a guess. Was it twice? Maybe 5 times? I'm willing to bet the real number is way, way higher than you think. And that's because these AI conversations, they're built to just blend in, to completely disappear into the background. I mean, just think about it for a second. When you ask your phone for the weather, you're not just punching in a command, are you? No, you're having a conversation. Same thing with those customer service bots that pop up on websites or the little chat features that help you shop online. These aren't just simple tools. They are AIs built specifically to interact with us on our own terms using our own language. Okay, so how does this stuff actually work? I mean, how does a machine, a pile of code and circuits, understand what we're trying to say and then cook up a response that actually makes sense? Well, it's not magic, but honestly, it's a pretty fascinating process. So, at its absolute core, you can think of conversational AI as a kind of super advanced translator. It's a technology that's built to bridge this massive gap, right, between our messy, complicated, often sarcastic human language and the super rigid, black and white, logical world that computers live in. The whole thing is basically this three-step dance that happens in like the blink of an eye. First, step one, you give it some input, either by talking or typing. Then, step two, the AI uses something called natural language processing to figure out your intent. And that's the key word. It's not just about the words you used, it's about what you actually mean. And finally, step three, it uses machine learning to put together a response that hopefully is exactly what you were looking for. But look, this level of sophistication, it didn't just appear overnight. Not at all. The journey to get to where we are today has been decades in the making. And it all started with something, well, surprisingly simple. So, way back in the 1960s, it all kicked off with a program called ELIZA. And honestly, ELIZA was basically a clever parrot. It just found keywords and threw them back at you as a question. Fast forward a few decades to the 90s, and we get rule-based bots. You know these. Think of a frustrating phone menu where you have to follow a super strict script, right? But the real game changer, the revolution, is what's happening right now with machine learning. These models don't just follow rules, they actually learn from massive amounts of data. That's what lets them understand context and come up with brand new responses. And I mean, the difference here is just staggering. It's night and day. The old chatbots, it was like talking to a script. If you went off script even a little bit, they just broke. But modern AI, it's context aware. It actually remembers what you said 5 minutes ago. It can generate totally new ideas, and it keeps a memory of the conversation. It's literally the difference between talking to a puppet and talking to a partner. And it's because of this massive leap forward that conversational AI has just exploded. It went from being a cool little novelty to a truly fundamental tool. And right now, it's transforming pretty much every industry you can think of in some really powerful ways. Let's start with customer service. I mean, every single day, AI is handling millions and millions of those routine questions. And what that does is it frees up the human agents to work on the really tough problems, the stuff where you actually need empathy and real critical thinking. Or look at healthcare. It's making everything way more efficient. An AI can help you schedule an appointment or get you basic health info instantly. That means less time on hold, less waiting, and less administrative headache for everyone. And it's not stopping there. It's also changing education. For students, it can act like a personal tutor, giving them extra help whenever they need it. And for teachers, it can automate all that boring administrative stuff so they can get back to what they do best, teaching. And get this, even in super technical fields, AI is becoming an incredible partner. Developers are now using it as a coding assistant. It helps them write code, find bugs, basically build software faster and better than ever before. Okay, so that's a quick snapshot of where AI is today. But here's the crazy part. The pace of change is just accelerating like crazy. So let's peek over the horizon and see what the future of our conversations with machines might actually look like. And what's coming next is, well, It's even more impressive. We're moving into what's called multimodal AI. Now, what does that mean? It means the AI can understand images, voice, and text all at the same time. So imagine this. You open your fridge, snap a picture, and just ask your AI, hey, what can I make for dinner with this stuff? And it would understand the picture, your voice, the context, everything. That's where we're headed. We're talking about a move towards true, deep collaboration, turning AI into a real creative partner. But of course, let's be real here for a second, the technology is nowhere near perfect. And as these systems get more and more powerful, we have to face some really tough challenges to make sure they're safe, reliable, and actually helpful. Yeah, there are still some major hurdles to clear. For example, how do you teach an AI to understand something as human as sarcasm? Or how do you stop what they call hallucinations? That's when an AI just confidently makes stuff up that isn't true. And on top of all that, you have the massive questions around user privacy and data security, not to mention just trying to keep the conversation consistent over a long period of time. These are the big problems that researchers are wrestling with right now. But through all of this, it's so important to remember the ultimate goal here. For most of the people building this technology, the vision isn't about replacing humans. It's all about augmentation. It's about building tools that can take care of the boring, routine stuff to free us up to do what we humans do best, the creative, the strategic, and the empathetic work. And really, that's the perfect way to think about all of this. We are truly at chapter 1 of a completely new kind of interaction. So, the big question that we're all left with isn't just what can this technology do, it's what do we want it to become? And the conversation about that, well, that has only just begun.